4 Keys to Become a Christian Billionaire by Dr. MYLES Munroe. Hello everyone, if you're here, it means you like Dr. MYLES Munroe. Our job here is to share simple messages. Today, we are talking about his message on the topic, 4 Keys to Become a Christian Billionaire. God intended for his children to be the best and leaders in everything on earth. The Bible says we are the head and not the tail, the first and not the last. God is telling us that we have what it takes to excel and be the best in every area and sphere of life. Irrespective of the area, we have what it takes to be at the top there. Many people, even Christians, have the belief that money is evil and destructive. The Bible tells us that the love of money is the root to evil. Love for anything comes with the ability to do anything at all to get it. Most of the time, this ability is without restraint. It is the love for money which is dangerous because it can lead you to do terrible and unthinkable things just to get the money. The Bible still tells us in Ecclesiastes, even though in a context that, money answers everything. This everything is not exactly everything because money can buy you a bed but not sleep, food but not appetite. There are doors and places you cannot enter when you do not have money. And you won't be able to reach and help the people you would have helped if you were in that position. Money is important for our livelihood here on earth. It is essential for our survival and day-to-day operations of life. When God created man in Genesis, he blessed him and said, "Be fruitful and multiply, replenish the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, the birds of the air, and over every living thing that breathes upon the ground." It is incredible how all the ideas God first gave man are business ideas. That is because man was created to be a manager. You shouldn't be the manager of God's massive empire and end up being broke. The first key is fruitfulness. God started by saying, "Be fruitful." Fruitfulness has nothing to do with children in this case. If that were the case, then Abraham, who was one of the most blessed men in the Bible, would have been said to not be fruitful because he had only one legitimate child and 2 in his entire life. Fruitfulness here is productivity. God's first command to humans is to be productive. That means to produce something. Poverty is the absence of self-production. When you stop producing, you are bound to be poor. A poor person is not someone who lacks, but someone who is not producing. Poverty is a lack of creativity and not a lack of resources. God never gave Adam a chair, he gave him a tree, and his productivity gave him a chair. He never gave man any meal we have today. He gave man ingredients and man came up with a meal. That is productivity. If you are not productive, then you cannot be a billionaire even with all the resources God has placed at your disposal. Do something. That idea in your head could give you a fortune. All you need to do is start something based on that idea. Be fruitful. The second key to apply in opening the billionaire door as a Christian is multiplication. Multiply. Multiplying has to do with reproducing what you already produced. A good idea doesn't make you wealthy or successful. You have to be able to multiply. Reproduce your successful idea, and only then can it be of any benefit to you and others. What you cannot reproduce will die. After you have successfully multiplied, the next key is to replenish. To replenish means to distribute. No matter how good your product is, and how much you multiply it again and again, that business will crumble and fall if you do not do a good inventory. You can have the best product in the market and still be poor because you have not distributed it. How do people use and benefit from something still in the warehouse? You need to send it out to the market. Send it to other nations in the world. You will not always go big everywhere. Just get a few agents and do it as little as you can. It will eventually grow. The fourth key according to God's program is to subdue. This means to control the market. This good or commodity of yours has to be outstanding, available, and in a class of its own. It should be readily available to the market. Customers should not need your product and it is not available at any point in time. This reduces your credibility and you will never be able to subdue and control the market like this. You should strive to be the first and the best in your field of business. If you follow God's program for business, there is no way you will not be a billionaire. The unbelievers and children of the world have understood these keys, and that is why they are prospering. We as children of God have the advantage of God's help at many levels. If you follow these principles, then you will be one of the Christian billionaires in the world. We are called to dominate, but should know that domination is the result of the 4 keys above. Dominion is not a pursuit but a result.